Newsfirst, NEWSLINE with Faraz, Shauketaly.
And a very good evening to you and welcome to Newsline Live. My guest this evening is Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa. No more in Parliament, but still making a lot of noise out there and talking about the issues that affect you, the people. A very good evening to you, Doctor.
Good evening.
Why is society, in general, deeply unhappy about the Commission of Inquiry report into the Easter bombing attacks?
When I am going back 16 to 18 months ago,
Yeah.
before the presidential election, this is the main promise made by the then President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and the government. Because after the Easter Sunday attack, they promised the country, especially to the Catholic people, Catholic community, that they are revealing the real culprits, real masterminds behind the Easter Sunday attack. And this is the main promise during the presidential election and the general election.
Mm-hmm.
So before that, before both elections, there was a parliamentary selection committee, and after the just before the presidential election, President Maithripala Sirisena appointed the committee.
Yeah.
But during his period, only 1.5 months conducted that the commission.
Right.
Rest of the 14 months, the presidential commission run under President Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
Right.
So this is the most important mechanism. They introduce the people to investigate the mastermind behind the Easter Sunday attack. But when that President Gotabaya Rajapaksa received the final report on February 1st of this year, and he exposed the committee report after 3 weeks. When the public got the report, when they read it, actually there's nothing special revelation in this presidential commission report. They identified the murders, suicide bombers, and the responsible politicians and the security officers,
Yeah.
who were unable to establish the security of the country.
Right.
But everyone expects to get to know that is there a third force or who are the mastermind behind the Easter Sunday attack. I think that's the main unsatisfactory issue of the people at the moment.
And what would you have expected this report to say?
That is the main issue is main thing. Who gave the technology? Who funded these suicide bombers? And actually, who wants to conduct such a big attack during this period?
It was designed to bring shall we say, the hospitality industry to its knees, and also to drag in the Christian community, the Catholic community, into sort of a battleground which they've never been anywhere near.
Yes, and we have to connect the political issues happened in last 2 years. You see, just within 7 days of this attack, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, as a layman and as a dual citizen, he came to the arena and he promised the people that he will establish the security of the country, and he will come as a candidate to the coming presidential election.
You say dual national, but he maintains that he gave his American citizenship up and he was solely a Sri Lankan citizen.
But at that time, it didn't confirm at that time, just after the bomb attack. Then it's, as I said, it's a main slogan to the presidential election. What happened? He got 6.9 million votes, just big majority.
Yeah.
And so what happened last 2 years, you see the Indian-American foreign intervention came to the country in very rapid manner. We can see it in our Colombo port, and now the discussion going on regarding the oil tank in Trincomalee, oil tanks, and now again the discussion started regarding the ETCA agreement in the cabinet, and some islands just near to Jaffna, like that. There are certain interventions from Indian side in last 1.5 years. So we couldn't see that between 2015-19 period.
Yeah.
But at that time, even the India and the USA, they wanted that kind of intervention.
Yeah.
But Ranil Maitre government, they were failed to allow this intervention as they need. That's the problem. That's why this Indian-American ally, they want the leadership or the government to act according to their line. So I think now they are satisfying their way. So now we are losing our port, we are losing our oil tanks and the very important land area near the Trincomalee Harbour, and the discussion going on for like as I said, the ETCA. So that's why. So I believe that there should be a third force or the international agenda behind this is under attack.
But why is that? Sri Lanka is a tiny little country in the middle of the Indian Ocean.
But you see, the geopolitically it's very much important. From the history, whenever who comes to the world power or the regional power, they try to grab either whole country or at least a part, like Portuguese, Dutch, the British, as well the Americans. When you see in 1977, when George Jayawardena came to the power, our foreign policy turned towards USA. So within 10 years, India intervened in our country. They sent the Dora, then they sent some military aircrafts. Then the George Jayawardena government had to sign the Sri Lanka-Indian agreement.
Yes.
And after that they sent the Indian army.
Yeah.
So that every steps happened within 10 years.
Right.
Right. So, but at that time, India was in one camp. They allied to Soviet Union, and Sri Lanka was with the USA. So that story told us how important our geopolitical situation.
And in your view, let me put this I don't want to start a big controversy, but in your view, did the SLPP government become elected or get elected because of the Easter bombing attack? Is there a link that you can draw between the two or not?
Yes, it is the main electoral slogan of their camp, nothing else. I mean, from since 2010-11 period, just after the war and just after the 2010 presidential election.
Yeah.
There was a hidden campaign against the Muslim community in the country, and once they not they, but a certain group tried to create a problem in northern area, like getting support of our group, like that.
Yeah.
So they need one kind of enemy to grab the power and to maintain the
In
power.
your view, Dr. Jatissa, can any of the mainstream parties win an election without playing the race card?
Yes, can win. Let's see, in 2015 general election, the winning faction, I believe that they didn't use the racial card, but the people voted against the Rajapaksa regime because the people believe that the 2015 government will continue as the anti-corruption movement. And they punish the culprits, but that's not the voters' fault, but the Prime Minister and the President of then government, they have broken the promises.
Indeed they have. They sat at Temple Trees in a committee and sent selected cases to the FCID. If they didn't do that and let the FCID do its work, then it could have been, these people won't be arguing about that today.
Yes, at least they didn't do anything for selected cases.
Yeah.
You see that now 79 cases identified in the Presidential Commission of that another commission, and they can take some actions to release them.
Yeah.
Anyway, the 2015 government, I mean, they have broken the promises they made they made to the people. Anyway, that we can't de-estimate the foreign political forces influencing our country. One side China, the other in other side India and the USA. So we need a foreign policy, I mean like independent foreign policy to maintain our strategical importance of this country. Otherwise, every time we have to turn on our China or the other side.
Several questions from our viewers. I'll take one very quickly. If in the future the JVP is voted into power, what do you think you would do to make Sri Lanka a prosperous country?
In a foreign policy, at least we have to follow the non-aligned foreign policy of Mrs. Bandaranaike. At least we have to develop it.
Yeah.
We have to modernize it anyway. But at least we have to stand on the 5 principles of foreign policy. I think we can do it. If we can assure the main political forces like China and India,
Yeah.
right? We are not giving our land or ports or the airports to any nation for the military purpose or to their colonial purposes. So we can establish the sovereignty and the independence of the country. Otherwise, the other one. The second thing is the economic policy. This economic policy very much related to these foreign interventions.
Right.
So if we don't have our own economic development program to increase our treasury, so we have to beg the other countries.
We'll discuss that after this short break. Let's listen to what the headlines have to say for the primetime news this evening at 9 o'clock.
Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shauketaly. Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shauketaly.
Welcome back to Newsline Live. Now then, our guest this evening is Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa, of course, from the JVP. I want to ask you, Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa, the man accused of so many departures from process and basically leading or misleading the country with the promises, with unkept promises. I'm talking about Ranil Wickremesinghe. Now, having not provided leadership and having paved the way for the return of the Rajapaksas because of his inaction, is now sitting at home by his own admission watching Netflix. Is that good, bad? What should we do with him?
Yes, he did everything, not only in last 4.5 years, I think for last 43 years.
Yeah.
Since 1977, he was a parliament member. So he did a lot of things to the country, especially to the economy. He was a main person to introduce the open economy to the country. And what happened last, now we have to pay more than $4 billion per year as a debt and interest up
The
to
money that they borrowed?
until 2030. That he is responsible for half of the 40 years and the problem of the national security. So he is the main culprit of all socio-economic problems of the country. Now he can't entertaining watching Netflix at home and let these.
What would you like to do? Cut his data connection off?
Actually, any government
Yeah.
should investigate even the bond scam
Yeah.
and the Easter Sunday attack. But when we refer the Easter Sunday attack report, Presidential Commission, former Prime Minister left out. He has no responsibility.
Yeah.
But in front of the Parliamentary Selection Committee, he talked the committee he's like to get the responsibility as the cabinet. But at least he's not mentioned. His name was not mentioned as a main culprit as President Maithripala Sirisena.
Yeah.
I think
is that fair? They were
not
both
fair.
enjoyed
Equal responsibility should go to the Prime Minister and to the ministers who is responsible for special the police and the security. But Sagar Ratnayaka, Ranjit Madhum Bandara, their names didn't mention even in the report.
So this report is what? What would you call it?
Not the Kekile report,
Right.
but nothing happened with the report. Right now, even we appeal the president, at least send all the volumes, all 87 volumes to the Aegis department.
Yeah.
At least they can do something in front of the judiciary system.
Yeah.
I got to know that 22 volumes didn't send to the Aegis department.
This one now.
Yes, the Presidential Commission, they recommended to send all documents to the Aegis department for the judiciary purpose, but I don't know why they kept 22 volumes specially with the president.
What do you think is inside those 22 volumes?
Maybe they have the sensible informations, and we want to know who paid the Tawhid Jamaat leaders during last 10 years, and only 2 names revealed that they worked with the army intelligence since 2004-5 period, but not they didn't mention about Saharan. But once Kehali Rambukal, as media minister, he revealed that Saharan was paid by the government as an informant. But that information didn't reveal that presidential commission.
And what is your information? Where is the wife of Saran, Sarah?
No, Sarah is the wife of Hastoon, the
Yes, sorry.
Katuapitiya bomber.
Yeah.
When Saharan's wife faced at the presidential commission, she said that Sarah must know lot of information regarding the NTJ and this bomb attack.
Yeah.
But Sarah fled to India, and
Are we sure that she's in India?
yes, that came out from the informations in the presidential commission in 2020 July, July 21st. The SPO SSP from Ampar division, he revealed that in the first time, and Sarah's mother, she said that her body didn't found within 16 dead bodies inside the Marutu.
Yeah.
So now the public knowledge is the Sarah escaped to India with the support of some highly influential persons from local or the neighboring country.
Do you think that there are any government members who are mentioned inside those 22 missing volumes?
I don't know.
But because you haven't read it.
That's why, no, I mean,
You don't know it because you don't have it.
I have only the volume 1
Right.
that published in the, President sent it to Parliament.
Right.
But other volumes I didn't see.
Right.
But that's why people should, they should know what happened in the Presidential Commission and what informations they revealed. Because this is regarding the national security. To stop the future, such kind of attack in future, we have to identify the mastermind. Otherwise, these suicide bombers,
But it's the same thing, Dr. Nalin. The mastermind, the real mastermind of the bond scam is not named.
Yes.
We have it hung on some senior people like Arjuna Mahendran and so on, but we don't know. Mr. Rusripala in the past has always said that we don't know who the mastermind is yet.
But this is very much serious than the bond scam.
One's money, the other's life.
Yes.
Yes. Well, what do you think? In one word, will we get justice?
Not from this government.
Not from this government.
Yes.
Dr. Nalin Jayatissa, thank you very much for being on Newsline Live. It's almost time now for the prime time news, but we'd like to see you and discuss this subject a little bit greater in depth.
Right.
And perhaps Mr. Shamir Rasuddin would invite you for Face the Nation. And that's the way it was on Newsline Live. Take care, have a wonderful evening ahead of you, and of course, as always, God bless you.